Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Golden VCR on this breezy, beautiful Saturday morning. It's broadcast 90. Let's do it. Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Boy, we got a lot of empty space on that shelf, but a lot more space that is not empty. I have a couple of tapes that we didn't watch last time that I figured we could check out. Starting with one that's been on the shelf for a really long time. This is from the New York Institute of Photography, the NYI's complete course in professional photography, live action training. I have no idea what this is going to be, but it's tape number 22. So I figure it's time to crack into it. Let me pull it up. On goldenvcr.com, the website where you can go to look at these tapes. Photog. As a reminder, yes, so there's nothing here. It's kind of a mystery, so let's pop it in. As a reminder, we do have a camera command. If at any point you get confused, you can run the camera command. But without further ado, here we go with the NYI Complete Course in Professional Photography, Live Action Training. Ooh, horse. These are some inspiring photos and some inspired video transitions. I think that's a They Might Be Giants album cover. Another horse. Oh my god, the spin. All right, we're dropping into pretty advanced territory here. Oh my god, it's a seminar on portraiture and wedding photography. I don't know if we'll watch this whole thing.
Let's go through taking her picture, and then we'll add a groom to her, and we'll see how we put one person, how we put two of them together, and how we photograph him by himself as well.
Chuck, what are we going to see on this tape?
Well,
We got a
Don,
Chuck.
in this entire tape,
And a co-chuck.
Monty is going to go through his sequence of portraits of the bride. And he's going to show exactly how
That is
not
a
only does
VHS
he
era
come up
bride, for
with
sure.
an idea for a first portrait, but how he strings those together in a series. It's really a phenomenal thing to watch. And student, it's important to realize, even though we're using Jennifer in her wedding gown and with her veil, this could be a portrait of any woman, and the same techniques are applicable as the ones that he uses here.
So let's go through taking her picture, and then we'll add a groom to her, and we'll see how we put one person, how we put two of them together, and how we photograph him by himself as well. Good plan for the morning? All right, so now we're going to look at her, and I'm going to look at her face, and I'm just saying her hairstyle. I'm looking at one side, and then I'll look at the other, and I'll look at her eyes and her nose, and decide, just from her hairstyle alone, which way do you think we're going to turn her face? To her right. She's going to look good with her head turned in either direction. But just based on her hairstyle, I'm going to turn her face to her right. Her eyes appear to be fairly even. Her nose appears to be fairly even. And you could actually photograph her full face, 2/3 her profile. And if you look at the photographs on display around the room, you're going to see that the overwhelming majority of my photographs are
Tiny
the 2/3 view of the
plastic
face.
nude man.
And almost every one is going to be full face, 2/3 her profile.
These are some
and
great
yet, in
cheesy
spite of the
photos.
fact that these are my guidelines, some of my favorite pictures don't have perfect full face, 2/3 or profile. And why would that be? Because the most important factor in a successful photograph is that you like the expression. And sometimes I've caught expressions in people where the facial angle isn't exact. And you know what? It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you like the way the picture looks. But what I'll do is I'll give you criteria that helps you make up your mind a little bit more quickly as to whether or not you really like the picture and could it be any better. So let's take Jennifer.
Hopefully. Well, now
And
you
let's
can do some
create
amateur wedding photography while you're there.
My favorite portrait of the bride,
the
and
help of the
most of the
seminar.
brides and the parents' favorite portrait, a 3/4 length seated portrait of the bride. Before I do that, let's discuss the lighting here. I use 5 lights for a typical picture, Jim. I know it's easier with 1. 2 is a pain in the neck. 3, what do you need it for? But I'll use 5 because I care enough to deliver the best product that I can. So let's see what these 2 lights are. I have 2 lights. Well, first of all, 4 of these lights are coming out of a photogenic power pack. And I'm going to use these lights very close to the subject, approximately 3 feet away. I'm going to angle the main light probably at the shoulder instead of the face. Now, since both of these lights are of the same intensity, and one is going to be used as a main light and one is going to be used as a hair light, probably just a foot away from her, I don't want to have the hair light going directly on her because it'll burn the hair up. So the hair light is going to go like 90% on the floor behind her and just a little bit skimming across the top of her hair. I have 2 lights behind her, all of these coming out of the same power pack. And these are going to be fairly close to the background and to her veil. These lights are set so that the 2 main lights are 3 times as strong as these lights. They're on a 3-to-1 ratio. But basically, anywhere I read the light, it's going to be about f11, through her veil or on the background. I can lighten or darken the background by putting more or less light on the background than I have on the face. If I have more light on the background than I have on the face, the background's going to print lighter.
I was hoping we would get some like basic photography
I'll have a reflector over
tutorials,
here.
but this
so
is a very niche, like in-depth deep dive into wedding portraiture.
The reflector is going to end in front of the face, so when the light hits it, it's going to push the light around. Do you understand? The reflector, it doesn't go beside the ear because it's going to light the ear. The reflector is going to go slightly in front of the face, so when the light hits it, it pushes the light around, and you just have a flow from highlights to in-between tones.
If you never want to use direct sunlight,
well, it's time for a breather,
outdoors.
I think, because I think we really should step back, Chuck, and I see
because
you're ready
that will
for action.
illuminate
You're
the
prepared
ear.
for it.
You never want the ears to be illuminated.
Monty has really covered a lot of ground already, and he's
The ears
started
should
to
be
get
in
into the
complete
movement
darkness.
of light, and I think you really should explain that step by step to our students.
Okay. And Don, I don't want to attempt, and I didn't bring enough stuff from the locker room.
I really love how we're getting
Monty's
commentary
setup
on
entirely,
the seminar.
but particularly
from
for those of
Ponytail
you
Dude.
who aren't familiar with studio lighting, I think we really need to kind of take
I wanted
a
to
look
cut
at these
to
bits and
other,
pieces
2
in a
other
little more
commentators
detail.
that are commentating on
Monty,
these 2 guys.
and you know, later on, Monty will talk more about brands and names, but whenever we do a video training show with a master photographer, we always tell them it's okay to name the names and brand the brands that you use. And Monty, for years, has been a believer in this photo pack, which is made by Photogenic, and the lights Monty uses are made by Photogenic. The soft boxes, and we'll talk about those in a minute, are made by Westcott. Now, there are lots of different kinds of power packs and lighting
What
systems.
is a power pack?
A power pack runs from AC, from regular 110 electricity.
So it's plugged into the wall.
You plug it in, and you turn it on, and this now will power both the strobes and the modeling lights. And I'll turn those on in a second.
And you could do more than one
Yeah,
light.
very good question. There are, and one of the beauties of the photogenic pack is that it has enough outlets to run 4 separate heads. And in fact, Monty talks about using 5 lights. And 4 of those lights, as he says, and 4 of those lights run off a photogenic power pack.
I think Monty's just getting
At the
paid by
moment,
the
I've
people
only
that
got
sell
2
these
lights
things.
set up
'Cause
in
5
here,
is the
but these
point.
little blue
5 does seem entirely
pin areas
unnecessary,
are
and that's the point
for
where you have to
the
buy
other 2
another
lights if
power
you're running
pack.
all 4, but for the sake of what I want to
Then why
demonstrate.
does he say 5 then?
Well, I want to keep it simple. You know, Don, funny you should ask. Would you do me a favor and just hold this for a minute?
Will I light up?
Monty's 5th light, and I'm not going to, if I demonstrate the way Monty uses this light, this is what you're going to see at Don. And frankly,
Maybe a better view.
yeah, it's a tempting possibility. This is a reflector that folds out. It's called an illuminator. And what Monty does is use this to wrap the light from the main light further around the subject. And he'll discuss that in detail. People who
That's not a 5th
study advertising
That's a
photography
reflector.
sometimes think of filling a light where the light's coming from this side, so you put the fill reflector, which is really what this is, on the other side of the subject. That's not the way Monty does it. Monty will put, as you'll see in this sequence and in all the future sequences, Monty will put that light, or will use the reflector to wrap right around in front of the subject. But so that we don't obscure Don, I don't want to do that at this moment. That's the 5th light.
I
The
see.
other 4 lights run out of this power pack.
Would you like to hold it now?
There's a sync cable that goes in here, so when you fire your camera, it causes the lights to go off.
The sync cable is attached to your camera.
That's correct.
To the PC.
Or you can use a radio control sensor. There's also a little test button here, and when I test that button, it makes the actual flashes go off as opposed to the modeling lights. So, now, the other thing there are a couple things about the photogenic that are perfect for Monty. Number one, Monty and wedding photographers travel consistently around town, around the state, and in Monty's case, Monty will be flown to Europe. He'll be flown he's done weddings in Africa, Australia, all around the world. This is a very light unit. There are loads of heavier units. My friend Earl Miller, the glamour photographer, uses a very heavy type of unit. It gives him a little more flexibility. Also, this is very simple in that it has intensities of full power, half power, quarter power, and eighth power. Now, if you use those, that affects all the lights. And the other great thing about this is 2 of the channels.
Can I stop you for
Sure,
a second?
sure.
Can you just dial in half power on something? I mean,
Sure, that's it.
You just press a button or turn something.
You turn it.
So you
half,
turn it.
yeah,
Fair enough.
quarter
Okay.
or eighth.
Now I understand.
And you see 2 of these plug
Explain
heads
to me
are
how
in a
knobs
little
work.
green box. And 2 of the plug heads, and that's marked channel A. And
Uh-huh.
2 of the plug heads are in a little red box marked channel B. When you set this middle switch to ratio, you can either have all 4 giving the same amount of power, or you can flip it the other way, and you now have a 3-to-1 ratio where the green lights, the 2 in the green box are in a 3-to-1 ratio to the red box. Monty will talk consistently about using a 3-to-1 ratio, and unlike some fancier power packs where you have to dial that in for each channel, with this photogenic system, it's all set and ready to go. So, it's reliable, it's light, and it's simple to use. It's perfect for somebody like Monty.
The good
Is it
shepherd
as powerful as the
of cameras.
power packs that are used in studios that photograph automobiles? No. But for portraiture of small groups,
You
even
need special lights to
a
take pictures of cars.
a wedding party at 20, there's plenty of power in the photogenic
If you ever try to take a photo
machine,
of a
and that's
car
why
with your-
Monty
just
swears
with
by
like a
it. So I'm
regular
going to
cell
put the
phone
pack
and no
back down
lights.
on the floor.
I should mention these are not
It will
paid
explode.
testimonials. We get nothing from any of these companies.
No.
Right,
And,
okay.
but we do talk, and different photographers swear by different. You could talk to 15 wedding photographers, and they'd probably endorse 6 different manufacturers, but this is what Monty uses, so that's what we want to show you. Now, let's go to the light behind the subject. And here, this is, again, a photogenic head.
How are y'all feeling about moving
with
on?
a little oh, I'm sorry. Don's going to be our subject.
We got
for
Golden
the moment. I just want to
Grams,
show you a
classic
little
book
bit
videos, Tom
of
Sawyer,
how
or we
these
can watch
lights
something
work.
else.
Can I get the lights in the studio turned down, please? As you can see, without any light in the scene, we don't see anything of Don. Now, if I put a light behind him as if this were a backdrop, this is the light that Monty uses to illuminate the backdrop. And this can be varied in intensity, not only by switching the power pack, but also by the distance that the light is from the background. The further away I bring the light, the paler it is on the background. The closer I bring the light, the brighter it is on the background because of the inverse square law. Now, I don't have a bride here on the set, and I don't have a veil, but I think, Don, we're going to use your...
I knew it was happening.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Don, just lift your head a little bit. Yeah, thank you very much. Now, you can see this is one of the benefits of having hair. You can see the kind of illumination that the veil light, which is,
Don
again,
and
that
Chuck
same
are
kind
having
of
so
light
much fun
running
with
off
this.
the pack, that's just placed behind and beneath the bride. And Monty will vary it a little bit to one side, as he'll explain later on. So I'm going to put this back on the background for the time being.
All you're doing is turning the reflector
Just turning
around.
the head, yes.
Okay.
And now this is Monty's main light. And you'll recall, I think I'll bask in the warm
Nice to
glow
see you
as
again,
well. You'll recall that Monty uses 2 of these lights. They're on boom arms. And that way he's able to use one of them as his main light, and the other becomes a hair light. And then there's the reflector that provides the fill. The important thing to remember here is, number one, the light's in a soft box, and we're going to discuss soft boxes in a little more detail in a minute. But Monty also uses a small soft box, and we'll talk about that a little later. But he doesn't always shine the light directly on the subject. He'll put it to the side or over the shoulder, so that he's very, very conscious of the control of light, not only in its intensity and its placement, but also the angle of the light upon the subject. Now, if I can get the studio lights back up.
Chuck, just one thing. You mentioned that Monty uses a small soft box.
Yes.
It's this one.
Yes,
This is the
that's-
size we're talking about.
And in fact, let me just show you. This is, and he uses these mini Apollos that are made by Westcott. And this is how they look.
This is it.
They come right out of the box. There's a little instruction sheet in there.
This
and
has
it's
been
really
the NYI Complete Course in Photography Volume 5 Wedding Portraiture with Chuck and Co-Chuck. That's a lot of tape. We don't need to see the whole thing. We get the picture. Get it? Next up, why the heck not? It's time for Golden Grams Classic Book Videos, recommended for TV viewing by the National Education Association. Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Mark Twain's mischievous Tom finds adventure and trouble on the shores of the Mississippi with his friend Huckleberry Finn as they track down Injun Joe and turn to a life of respectability. The famous fence whitewashing scene teaches a lesson no one can forget. I don't know what the lesson of that scene is. Bamboozle your friends, I guess. Yeah, the fun thing about this tape is that when you take it out of the box, it looks, you know, fairly professionally packed. You take it out of the box, it's just a blank cassette with Tom Sawyer handwritten on the label. So who knows what we're in for here. I mean, the reel is short. so it's not like a T120. Anyway, I don't know if this is a dub or just a super low budget distributor. I hope to God it's Tom Sawyer. It could be anything. Golden Grams I don't know why it's Golden Grams Classic either. Did it come with a box of cereal? Who knows? Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's back that up a little bit. Get a good clean recording.
Children's Video of America. CVA.
Instead of titles, they opted for just a jingle. I love it. Created by Burbank Films Australia. Is there a Burbank in Australia? The second most famous Burbank in the movie business. Buckle up, kids. This is a 50-minute feature. We got banjos, we got riverboats.
Ahoy! Enemy ship on the starboard. Luff and bring her into the wind.
Luffing and bringing her into the wind.
Shake out the main two gallant souls and run up the skull and crossbones. Prepare to board.
Taking out the main two galansos and running up the...
Why are these the same character?
Whatever they are. Oh, shucks, Tom, I keep forgetting.
Huck, you're not supposed to say things like, "Aw, shucks, Tom." Ain't you ever read no pirate stories?
Me? Read? Come on now. You know when it comes to writing and reading, I'm plumb rotten.
Forget it. Let's just get on with our pirate work and attack that riverboat. Forward, me hearties.
Forward his hearties!
Assault the hateful foe.
Put salt on the faithful toe! Tom, what say we quit pirating and get into something easier, like maybe wrestling grizzly bears?
I reckon you're right. Only a genuine bloodthirsty criminal would ever try to pirate a boat like
we
that.
do love mediocre cartoons. I had to read Huckleberry Finn in middle school. I saw a children's theater production of Tom
Instead
Sawyer.
of pirates, maybe we could be outlaws.
I don't think I ever read the
You know,
book.
like Robin Hood.
Nope. Don't know no Robin Hood. Used to know
I don't
Elmo
remember what the
Hood
point
from over
of
near
Tom Sawyer
Tylerville.
is.
Little fat kid with big ears and warts.
The gist of the story is
No,
supposed to
Robin
be-
Hood. He lived in Sherwood Forest. He was famous because he stole from the rich and gave to the poor.
What's so special about that? Anybody except a squirrel brain knows you gotta steal from the rich. The poor, they ain't got nothing to steal.
Huck, that ain't what I...
That's why they're poor. Even I know that. And I ain't exactly the smartest kid that ever flunked out of kindergarten.
Huck, will you stop jabbering away like a spooked up jaybird? We gotta decide what we're gonna do with our whole entire future lives. It's a matter of life or death. Maybe
Is this
both.
original Mark Twain
Can we have
dialogue?
lunch first? Well, Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn taking a bath. The first of the year, I expect. Just watch it,
Good to
Wilbur.
know, thank
I'll
you.
have you know I take a bath at least
I'll
twice a
just try
year,
speaking up.
whether I need it or not. My dear, Well, I promise to show you some wildlife on our little walk in the woods. I certainly didn't expect we'd find anything this wild.
This voice acting is a lot.
Tom, what in the land of Goshen are you doing in there?
Hello, Becky.
I'm getting real
Little Becky of the
non-Southerners
Hawks,
attempting Southern accents vibe.
So sweet, fancy you two lovebirds meeting out here like this. Oh, how romantical. I'd reckon this about the last time they'll be meeting out here or any place. After all, it ain't hardly fitting for the daughter of the eminent Judge Thatcher to be seen with a soggy ragamuffin like you and your uncouth riffraff of a friend. Thank you.
Tom, I'm so disappointed in you. How could you make a spectacle of yourself this way?
Hang around, miss. He's got plenty of other ways to make a spectacle of himself.
Oh, fiddlesticks!
Nice girl, but a mite on the tetchy side, wouldn't you say? Peasant.
Hey, Wilbur, wait a minute. I want to thank you.
Thank me? For what?
For getting that sniveling little wimp Becky out of my hair. I tell you, she's been driving me loony with all the whining and caterwauling. Now, Huck and me, we can start having some fun again.
Well, frankly, Tom, I didn't think you'd be such a good loser.
Dag nabbit, I'm one of the best losers this side of the county line. Here, let's shake hands and be friends. Fair enough?
Sure, Tom. It'll be a pleasure to...
I'm sorry. I'm just I
Side of the county line. Here, let's shake hands and be friends. Fair enough?
Sure, Tom. It'll be a pleasure to...
just launches like 40 feet.
Tom, Sawyer, I tell my mother on you. I tell your Aunt Polly. I tell Judge Thatcher. I tell the schoolmaster. If there's anything I hate, it's a loudmouth which can't keep secrets. Tom, when your Aunt Polly hears about this, she's gonna whoop you good.
It'll be worth it, Huck. It'll be worth it.
I want to remind everyone.
You was smart to tell me the combination to your safe without
good.
no more persuading.
Robbery.
I was starting to get mad. Just like I figured.
Why do we need cartoon bonk sound effects?
Pretty sight.
Also, this man has no neck.
Critters up so tight, you won't squeeze loose till the end of the year. Merry Christmas.
The canoe bandit.
It's Injun Joe.
And this is getting mysterious every minute. Why would a no-good, low-down skunk like him jump off the riverboat, get into a canoe, and paddle away like a gator were chasing him, and wearing a black mask?
Golly! I ain't never in my life seen a man being chased by a gator wearing a black mask.
Why'd he leave the riverboat in such a hurry? Where's he going now?
The gator with the mask?
Injun Joe.
Let me remind everyone, you can go to goldenvcr.com
Gets to show him.
and you can
He
see all the
gone
tapes that we have.
Good on you, Tom. Let me know what
And if there is
We're both
anything resembling a consensus
to
of
make
something we
faster starts.
want to see instead of this, I will respect democracy. But I don't know, we haven't...
Shut up, you rotten
We
bird.
give this time to breathe.
Oh, darn it.
Boy, he's meaner than a hog without no slops. Shh.
gonna bear something.
I hope it ain't nobody we know.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Just don't trust banks.
Bearing that money, 'cause it's probably stolen. Probably from the riverboat. Probably. Come on, we gotta report this to Judge Thatcher. He know what to do.
I sure hope somebody does.
God, the animation. The suspense.
You stop
The
calling me,
recycled animation.
or you're gonna be my dinner.
Yeah, it really is discount Hanna-Barbera. Which is saying something.
We made it, thanks to that good old mockingbird.
See? There is a place in this world for us bird brains.
And you boys are sure that the man you saw was definitely Joseph Hackwood, better known as Injun Joe?
Yes, sir, Judge Thatcher.
Oh, yeah. We could never have mistook him. That beady little eye, that mean-looking face, that evil chin, that other beady little eye, that wicked... Oh, help!
Huck, what's the matter?
I scared myself. Oh. Please to proceed, Mr. Judge, Your Honor.
I believe I now have all the information I need to bring this criminal to justice, thanks to you gentlemen and your outstanding community spirit. Many people wouldn't have taken the trouble and the risks you did to collect the evidence. Congratulations, Mr. Sawyer.
Thank you, sir.
Immediately
Congratulations,
eats
Mr. Finn.
the judge into a lake.
Mr. Finn?
Huck,
Quiet. Can't you see he's looking for a Mr. Finn?
that's you. Huckleberry Finn. Mr. Finn.
Me? No, you're joshing. Nobody ever called me Mr. Finn. They don't even call my pap Mr. Finn.
I'm proud to call you Mr. Finn and to shake your hand. You are a fine, upstanding citizen.
This is the hand that shook the hand of the estimable Judge Thatcher. I'll never wash it again. Of course, I don't do much washing anyhow.
I'm not surprised. Oh, one more thing, boys. At the proper time, you will be called into court to swear that Joseph Hackwood is indeed the guilty party.
Swear in court? Oh, no, not me. My pap, he don't cotton to no kind of swearing. Drinking? Yeah, but no swearing.
This is a different kind of swearing, Huck.
Daddy, I was in the other room, and I couldn't help overhearing you and the boys. Oh, Tom, I'm so proud of you.
Aw, shucks.
There ain't many boys who'd be as brave as you were, tracking down an awful man like Injun Joe, and then hiding so's he couldn't find you, and then coming here to tell Daddy about it. You're just about the cat's whiskers.
Aw, shucks.
I mean it, Tom. Why, even most grown-ups would be scared
When we're
to do
done
all
with
the
this
things
tape,
you've done.
whenever that happens
You're
to
my
be,
real and true
would you rather see
hero.
Eyewitness
Aw,
or
shucks.
Reader's Digest Great Splendors
Can't
of the
say
World,
nothing
Splendors
but
of
aw,
Nature?
Shucks.
I have created
I
a
reckon
poll
that
for
if I
that.
kissed you, all you'd say would be, aw, shucks. Well, what would you say if I kissed you?
I can't tell less'n you do it.
All right, here goes. What do you say now?
Aw, shucks.
Huck, you were wonderful too.
The timing is really strange.
No kissing. A simple manly handshake will be satisfactory.
Eat her into a lake.
That's the only way to handle girls which try to kiss you. Watch them like a hawk.
Constable Evans, Officer Warren, I want you to find Joseph Hackwood and arrest him at once. And be very, very careful, gentlemen. He is an extremely dangerous criminal.
We know, sir. We've had trouble with him before.
God, the voice acting. It does not let up. We're finally getting some action, though, so let's see where this goes.
Yeah?
Joseph Hackwood,
You know who I am. What you want?
you're under arrest. You come along with us
Under
peaceful,
arrest.
there'll be no trouble.
Under arrest? What, just 'cause I flattened a couple of big talkers down the saloon?
It's more than a barroom brawl this time, Joe. You're under arrest for the armed robbery of the Mississippi Monarch riverboat and the forceful detention of 2 members of its crew. Now you coming with us nice and quiet.
You got no evidence against me.
We've already found the stolen money right where you buried it, near the river.
Ah, that don't mean nothing.
We'll see about that, Joe.
We will. We sure as hell
leaving his other hand free while he has a knife on his belt.
Finish this corn porridge, Tom.
God, why do we need these sound effects? It's the same sound effect anytime they fall down or like dig a hole.
Sure as
Sorry, this is
hell will.
EP, so it rewinds really fast.
You ain't got nothing on me.
Finish this corn porridge, Tom. It joggles up the liver bile and flushes out the kidneys.
No thanks, Aunt Polly. I had plenty.
Nonsense, boy. Corn porridge is one of Mother Nature's 6 essential remedies, along with pepper-filled turnip greens, boiled essence of possum tail, sweet potato mush, raw catfish bellies, and
one of
spunk
nature's
water.
sexy sensual remedies.
Spunk water cures warts.
That's what I
Only
heard
if
for a
it's
moment.
spunk water from a hollow tree stump growing on the north side of a clearing. If it's on the south side, carbuncles.
Carbuncles?
Powerful painful. So spoon up what's left of this corn porridge and you'll never catch a carbuncle. After all, you gotta stay in good health. You're about the most important boy in town these days. What with getting ready to go into court against Injun Joe and all that. I'm right proud of you, Tom.
Okay, so
boy
a
like you
carbuncle
does
is a
honor to our
really
whole
gross
family.
boil, according to Google Image
Thanks, Aunt
Search.
Polly. And thanks for the stomach-pleasing
I only
vittles, too.
know
See you later. I gotta go meet Huck.
the summon from Final Fantasy.
Not so fast there. You might be Mr. Important Citizen to some folks, but to me, you're just a little nipper who's trying to get out of doing his chores.
Why is it named
Oh, no, Annie.
after a gross
Not
boil?
the front fence.
The front fence.
Oh, good.
Whitewashed. Every square inch of it. Now.
We gotta have
you've
the
been
fence.
promising for a month.
Oh,
When you're finished, which I reckon should be sometime late this afternoon, then you can go meet your tattery friend.
you know, being a big important citizen ain't allus what it's bragged up to be.
Here, take this with you for lunch. Pickled hog's ear. It'll cure backaches and other ailments you might get from strenuous work, like whitewashing fences.
Guard! Guard! Get your big flat feet over here. I'm a dying of thirst. Now you hurry up or I'll tear this place down.
All right, quiet down, Joe. Judge Thatcher wants to talk to you.
You were here to let me out, huh, Judge? You couldn't find nothing against me, right?
On the contrary, Joe. I've come here to inform you that your trial will begin a week from Monday. The prosecuting attorney has located both evidence and witnesses against you.
Witnesses? What kind of witnesses? Tell me who.
You'll find that out when your trial begins.
I can hardly wait.
Oh, good. He's going to intimidate the witnesses. God, this painting sound effect is also... That That's not what painting sounds
Oh,
like.
hello, Ben. I didn't notice you coming. I was having such a good time.
Lot of work, huh?
Depends on what you call work.
Ain't that work?
Well, maybe it is and maybe it ain't. All I know is it sure enough suits me.
You're trying to tell me you like doing that?
Like it? I can't see no reason why I oughtn't to like it. It ain't every day a boy gets a chance to whitewash a fence.
Hey, Tom, how's about I whitewash for a while?
No, I reckon it wouldn't hardly do, Ben. You see, Aunt Polly's awfully particular about this fence. It being right on the street and all, where everybody can see it.
I'll be real careful.
If it was the back fence, she wouldn't mind, and neither would I. But the front fence, no, sorry.
If you let me try it, I'll give you one of my fish hooks. 2 of my fish hooks.
Whitewashing this fence has got to be done just right. I reckon there ain't one boy in 1,000, maybe 2,000, that can do it the way it's got to be done.
I'll give you 3 fish hooks and a jar of worms for bait. 3 fish hooks, a jar of worms, and a comb with only 6 teeth missing, and that's my last offer.
We do have another
Can I,
Tom Sawyer cartoon, but we have not watched it
I reckon
before.
so. Soon as you go home and get your own brush. I got a feeling I'm gonna need
We
this
could watch them back to back right now if you want. What? Is it splooshing for his footsteps?
Oh, Tom working, huh?
Well, Pete, it depends on what you call work. After all, it ain't every day a boy gets a chance to whitewash a fence.
Yeah, that's for true.
And this ain't just no ordinary fence. It takes a special knack to whitewash a fence this good.
If he weren't stopping to bullshit all his friends, he could have just whitewashed the fence in like 10 minutes.
Eddie, that corner to your right could use a little more touching up. Higher. That's it. Good, Waldo, you're doing great.
Oh, Tom, I figured you might need a bit of nutritioning, so I brought you some of my fricasseed chipmunk ribs. They... Oh, you finished?
Sure, it weren't nothing.
The whole fence? But how?
I figure it was your fine victualling that done it, Aunt Polly. Them fried hog's ears is a powerful strong tonic.
This court is now in session for the trial of the state of Missouri against Joseph Hackworth,
Missouri,
also known as Injun Joe. Mr. Prosecuting Attorney, will you please call your first witness?
With your Honor's permission, I would like to call 2 witnesses at this time, since they were
There's a lot
together
of,
and observed the same events.
big
Very
old
well,
butts
proceed.
in the way these characters
The
get posed.
witnesses are the 2 boys who observed the accused leaving a riverboat with the stolen money, and who, a few minutes later, saw him bury the money in the woods. Mr. Thomas Sawyer.
In the
and Mr.
woods. I
Huckleberry
really can't
Flint.
handle these accents.
Order in the court, please.
Nobody's locking me up for 20 years on account of anything these miserable kids is gonna say. I'm warning you, I'll get Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn alongside before anybody gets me. And I'll get them good!
Why though? What an escape route. I'm sorry. That was not quite on the same level as the pool, the pond yeeting, but
Up for 20 years on account of anything these miserable kids is gonna say. I'm warning you, I'll get Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn alongside before anybody gets me. And I'll get them good!
Remember, Huck, there ain't no reason to be afraid of that good-for-nothing bully just 'cause he's big and mean.
Yeah, The bigger they are, the harder they hit.
We gotta be brave. Are we chicken-livered cowards?
No.
Are we spineless crybabies?
No.
Are we scared to death of a low-down rat like Joe?
Yes.
We're halfway through with
We
this.
are quite aware that Joe is a very dangerous man.
Then how come he
We gotta
ain't
see what
locked up
happens.
in jail with the key throwed away instead of traipsing round threatening my poor Tom and his friend Huckleberry? Here, my sweet.
No, there's going to be a thrilling conclusion.
Have some of my pigeon and parsnip pie. Scrumptious for the nerves.
You know there's going to be some,
Cure
like,
for the
terribly
heebie-jeebies.
animated
You
climax.
can put your mind at ease, man. I came by this evening to inform you that Constable Evans here and his colleagues will be keeping a watchful eye on the boys to make sure no harm befalls them.
We're doing everything we can, ma'am. But I think Joe's 100 miles from here by now and moving fast. My guess is we'll never see him again.
Thank you, officer, from the bottom of my heart. From Tom's bottom, too. You gotta try some of my homemade gratitude special. Boiled badger rump on a bed of chopped frog's eggs. Remedies everything from dropsy to the mange.
Not now, thank you, ma'am.
My advice is for Tom and Huck to carry on with their normal activities, school and that sort of thing, just as if Joe had never come into their lives.
Beg pardon, sir, but Huck, he ain't been going to school since 3 years ago. The schoolmaster says it's on account of personal hardship.
Personal hardship to his family?
No, personal hardship to the school.
I can understand that. Well, we have to be going, and don't worry, we'll make
So
sure
make a cartoon.
the boys are safe at all times.
You get your character
Bless
designs.
you, Judge,
You
for
draw.
all your kindly kindness.
You draw their face.
How'd
You,
like
you
to
just
take
draw a
along
pose where they're
smidgen
standing
of my
still.
dilled raccoon
You draw a
jiggle?
walk cycle.
They medicate the lung ventricles.
Then you draw them raising their finger like
All
this.
the time, thank you. Tom, one of
That's all
these
you
days, I'm sure you'll start to enjoy school. My daughter tells me that the schoolmaster has taken several of you children on an excursion to the river caves
Like
this
the
afternoon.
judge
Now,
putting his
that
coat on was
should be
actually
pleasant.
pretty, you know, like his
The only time I like
full
school
body is
at
animated doing
Christmas.
that, and it doesn't look that
But
bad.
school is closed at Christmas.
They're cutting corners
you
in
think that's
some
when
of
I
the
like it?
strangest places, though.
Now, please hurry, 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 children. When we get to the main cavern, Wilbur Muckerson will honor us with a report on the history and geology of the caves. Isn't that exciting?
Wilma
I read
Mufferson?
it myself. Nobody should miss it. Oh, we won't, we won't, we won't. Now, when we enter the caves, we must all stay together.
I read it myself. Nobody should miss it. The only thing I don't want to miss is Wilbur's backside with a good kick. Crunch.
I keep fretting and shivering in my boots about Injun Joe. I gotta talk to you about him. I just gotta.
All right now, Huck. Just calm down and tell me why Injun Joe worries you so much.
Stop pestering me about him. Can't you see I'm scared enough already?
I gotta go into the cave with the other kids, or Mr. Webster will be after me. Come on along. It's dark in there. Nobody will notice you.
Pap says in the dark is where I look my best.
Okay, now they're going Scooby-Doo. We needed a Scooby-Doo sequence. A zany running around for no reason sequence. I assume they're gonna run across Injun Joe hiding in the cave. Sliding down the cave colon. Why does it make a doinking sound when a drop of water lands on his face? They have two sound effects. They have doink and they have
And so,
slurp.
my fellow students, we've become aware of the vastness of these vast and cavernous caverns, which wind for approximately 25 miles below the ground. Fascinating, eh, what? There are many areas of sturdy stalagmites and cunning stalactites, which still remain undiscovered and unexplored by the hand and foot of man, and they...
Aunt Polly will be all happy up to hear I found something else a pigeon and parsnip pie is good for.
Look at your clothes, Will. Come on here, let me clean you up.
Tom Sawyer is a dick. Like, no wonder this kid hates him. Just minding his own business, doing a school report, and he gets
You know,
hit in the face
maybe
with a
school's all right
pigeon
after
pie.
all. And a place where you can throw pies at Wilbur Murphyson can't be all bad.
I'm right pleased to see you feeling up to snuff again, Huck. I knowed you'd be better as soon as you stopped fretting your head about Joe.
Joe!
Did they have cave school in the novel?
Over the likes of a hateful, no-good rapscallion like... Don't turn around now, Tom. But there he is, right behind that rock.
Who's behind what rock?
Shh! It's him, Joe. The hateful, no-good rapscallion. Remember?
You're just imagining a heap of nothingness. There's nobody here but us. Look, I'll show you.
Oh, we got the Scooby-Doo sound effects. The teeth chattering.
They're just shadows, Huck. They can't do us no hurt. You sure? Nope. You hear that?
A spookish voice calling out our names.
Yeah.
Nope, didn't hear a thing.
I know you're there someplace.
Tom Huck. They told me I'd find you around here.
Judge Thatcher.
Don't be too sure. Ghosts is mighty tricky people. Ask him if he can show identification.
It's really me, Huck. And I'm afraid I have some rather bad news. That's why I came looking for you.
News?
Bad?
Bad news?
Joe hasn't left his territory after all. The police saw him lurking on the outskirts of town. They tried to capture him, but he got away.
The police force of the Missouri Territory is
Tearing up
pretty
my
bad at
heart
their
the way
jobs.
you two boys is corralled up in here instead of being outside playing and having fun. Just because of
Playing
that
and having fun
Joe.
in a thunderstorm.
If it was up to me, I'd give him a stiff rope and a short drop.
It's a plumb frightful night out there, Aunt Polly. We probably wouldn't be playing in it anyhow.
I would. When the water gets high enough, it's amazing how many swamp rats and rattlesnakes you can find swimming right in your own head.
Oh, who's there? And I'm warning you, we's formidably armed, so don't try no busting in, you hear?
Constable Evans and Officer Warren from the police, ma'am. We just came by to make sure the boys are all right.
Oh,
The voice acting is really so painful.
sorry to keep you waiting in the rain, officers. but it don't pay to take no chances.
Yes, I can understand why it'd all be jumpy. Jumpy? We ain't jumpy.
Oh.
Well, kinda jumpy.
The little spladoink sound effect and the speeding away gag.
Like
Okay,
I
that's
said,
Scooby and Shaggy.
You
That's
see,
the gag.
Somebody's trying to kill us.
Oh my God.
Hey, let's go climb up to the top of the water tower.
They
and
just
throw
made a
mud
Tom
balls
Sawyer
at the
episode
girls
of
when they come out
Scooby-Doo.
of that piano lesson. Pow! Splatter! Splash!
Huck, you know we can't do nothing, nor go no place, so long as Joe is after us. We gotta hang around where we can be protected.
Looks to me like we're gonna spend the rest of our lives doing nothing but not having fun. What fun is that?
We sure ain't enjoying this way of living.
True.
So it's time we started to think
How
about
is their
the
life
best way of dying.
any different?
Dying? Us?
Shh! Come on inside, where
They
nobody
do
will
have
hear
to
us.
fear retribution
Aunt
from
Polly
Injun
ain't
Joe.
home.
Dying? Us?
But they started the movie hanging out around where they live, and now they're like, we have to hang out around where we live.
We know Joe is so mean and evil that he's gonna keep on trying to get us till we're dead.
Oh, poor us. Poor us.
So what we gotta do is make him think we're dead, even though we ain't.
How we gonna be dead when we still alive?
By pretending we was out on the river,
They
see?
pronounced the word
And a
dead
big
like
freight
6
barge
different
come
ways.
along and ran right into our canoe. Wham!
Yeah, go on.
So there ain't nothing left of us, except some splinters and some of our clothes floating along the shore.
And then we get funerals and everything.
With prayers and flowers and a fat lady singing. Of course, after that, we'll have to run away to New Orleans or China or someplace and never come back here, except maybe in about 50 years when everybody's too old or too dead to remember.
And Injun Joe won't try to kill us no more because we're already dead. Tom, that's the bestest scheme you ever think up. When it comes to dying, that's living.
I felt like the tape was really moving for the first half of it, and now it feels very slow. Do we really need that scene?
This'll all wash up on the riverbank in front of the school. Somebody's sure to find it.
If we're lucky, it'll be Wilbur Mufferson and he'll trip over it.
Now, some of our clothes.
They're destroying a perfectly good canoe.
Go ahead, Huck. Throw in your hat.
Me and this hat, we've been through a lot together. Rain, sun, windstorms, twisters, a powerful attack by the widow Philby's hive of killer bees. Bye-bye, hat. Maybe we'll meet again someday.
Tom? Tom, are you up yet, dear? Tom? He must have snuck out early. He's full of ginger, that boy.
Ain't that Tom's hat?
God, they just have to keep doing this.
Wait, let's go for help.
The boy just has to fall down in the mud and go sploosh.
What'd you see, Tom? What they doing?
Here, look for yourself.
It won't do no good. All I can ever see through them things is my own eye looking back at me. Very irritating.
There's a whole passel of townsfolk, including Aunt Polly, tramping up and down the riverbank, inspecting all them things that washed ashore.
Oh, dear.
This can't be easy for Aunt Polly, but it's the only way.
Poor Aunt Polly. She's got a heart bigger than a plow horse.
Of course, no one is mourning Huck because everyone hates Huck.
They ought to be about ready to end the search. They've been looking for us for 5 days now.
5 days? That's more than a week.
They gotta be reckoning if they ain't found us by now, then we're sloshing around on the bottom for sure. It's the riverboat, firing its cannons to try to raise us up. Look.
Is that how you
They
get a
shooting at us with them big
corpse
guns.
out of the river?
Don't they know we're already drowned?
Also, why do riverboats have
They ain't
cannons?
aiming at us. Sometimes the echoing of a cannon shooting across the water stirs up the river and brings sunken things up to the surface.
It does? My, what
yeah,
an
does
age
it?
we live in. Yeah, Smarties. It ain't gonna work this time. We're already too far sunken. Yeah.
When them cannon shots don't get no results, they'll know we're goners. The next thing is our funerals.
Where are they gonna find boys our size to bury?
It won't be an actual funeral. When they can't find no bodies, they calls it a memorial service. There's lots of speechifying and carrying on, but no burying.
Pity. Good funerals just ain't the same without no burying. In the good old days, they always buried somebody.
Yeah, him too.
This is plumb unfair. I can't hear nor see a word that's going on at my very own funeral.
Can't get no closer without somebody will recognize us. Unless...
Oh, that's right. They dress up like women to
Follow me.
attend their funeral.
My dear friends,
I'm remembering
what a
some of these
loss
details finally.
to have these fine young men taken from us in the full flower of their lives, in the prime of their glorious youth. Their loss will be felt by all of us. How we shall miss their bright smiles, their warmth, their joyous spirits.
The voice acting. Again, the accents. I
Shall
can't
we
take
ever
it.
forget their boyish faces, bringing laughter and happiness into our lives? And now, they are gone.
They are gone.
Yes, gone! The poor boys! Oh, woe is me! Woe is me! Oh!
There are those who might say that one of these boys, Huckleberry Flynn, was an idler, a useless loafer.
Finn!
What was that?
The idler, the useless loafer. He was Huckleberry Finn, not Flynn. Ain't it the decent thing to pronounce the poor dead loafer's name right?
Oh, yes, sorry, ma'am. There are those who might say
Yes,
that
these two women
one
who-
of these boys, Huckleberry
These two
Finn,
random women
was
who
an
no one has ever
idler,
seen before
a
in this
useless
town of
loafer,
30 people.
That's better. Thank you.
a layabout,
They just inconspicuously
a time
blend in.
killer, a sluggard.
Oh, pity him. He weren't bad, just weak.
But I say that beneath that sloppy exterior, there was a real human being, more or less, one of the great unwashed.
No! You tell him, Mr. Preacher.
Don't pay no mind to my... Her sister, she always gets carried away at such sad occasions. Poor old thing. There, love. Y'all be all right. But no more going to funerals unless it's your own.
I sure find it pleasing that we're finally on our way to China or New Orleans or someplace. Hanging around town was getting all unstringed.
Well, we ain't quite on our way.
We only got 7 minutes
yet.
left of this
There's
literary
one little chore I gotta
masterpiece.
tend to first. You wait here. I'll be back in a few minutes.
What kind of chore do you gotta do in the nighttime time of the day? Can't it wait?
It'll be my last chance. No, it can't wait.
So now they're on the outskirts of town where Injun Joe was spotted.
Tom. Oh, Tom, I miss you so. My poor dear boy. If only you were still with me. Oh, Tom. Tom, dear.
Aunt Polly, I know you can't hear me, but I just had to come here before I leave to tell you goodbye and how much I love you and how filled up I am with gratitude for all the things you've done for me. I'm awful sorry I can't take the load off
Reading
your
Mark
heart
Twain
and letting you know I'm still
in
alive.
school.
But the only way we can keep Injun Joe from killing us is to
The hardest
pretend
part was the
dead
dialect.
and run away.
Especially, God, reading Huckleberry Finn and like the
So goodbye forever, or even longer.
the dialect in Huckleberry Finn is really hard to get through.
Hello there, Mr. Injun. Mr. Joe. Hello.
When I seed you and your pal in the courtroom, I made you a promise. Now I'm gonna keep it.
Hey, Hawk!
Tom, get away! Joe's here! Get away!
Hawk, run!
I told you there's going to be a climactic action scene with terrible sound effects.
Tom, I got an idea.
What is it?
Let's surrender.
No, he'll never catch us.
But how come I hear his footprints getting closer?
How close is he now?
When he gets much closer, he'll be riding us piggyback.
Then we only got one chance. We gotta let him chase us into the cave.
The caves? Oh no, it's too scary in there.
If it was scary for us, it'll be scarier for him. Come on, this way.
The action is escalating while the background and the animation remains completely identical, just looping the same clip.
Here he comes. Quick, let's get behind those rocks.
With our torches, he'll never find us.
What's that?
Injun Joe, beware! The evil spirits are after you!
Everyone in this story is incredibly gullible and stupid.
You must not anger the evil spirits.
Yeah, this is CDI Ganon over here.
Hey, Tom, this is fun. Can I?
Wait a minute. What's going on here?
No, Injun Joe! It is dangerous to mess around with us evil spirits! Stop! Injun Joe, you must...
We'll try to scare him with his own shadow. Come on.
What did I tell you? Incredibly gullible and stupid.
He weren't so tough. Only Joshin, Mr. Joe. Only Joshin.
Let's get him out of here before he wakes up.
Yeah, real fast.
The entire town is waiting outside the cave for some
I
reason.
don't reckon he'll give you no more trouble.
Capturing him was a dangerous, dirty job, but somebody had to do it.
Joe, you're under arrest, and this time you won't escape.
Under arrest. The cops were just outside chilling.
Away from them terrible ghosts, please.
You boys are so brave. My heroes.
Oh, gee, Becky. Shucks.
No kissing now.
Aunt Polly, how'd you know you'd find us here at the caves?
We've been following you.
Following us?
Sure. I ain't that sound a sleeper, you know. I brought along some of my braised codfish gills for them that's hungering. They'll be ready for serving up in 2 shakes.
Tom, Huck, I'm pleased to announce that the citizens of this town have agreed to pay you boys a substantial reward in appreciation of what you've done to restore law and order in the community.
I have a question, Your Worship.
Yes, Huck?
Is a substantial reward more or less than 30 cents?
Hello, everyone. In honor of this grand and glorious occasion.
God. Please let this end.
Aunt Polly fixed us a passel of delicious codfish gills. I sure hope you're hungry.
This was really painful. Thank you for sticking with it with me here. Boy, oh boy. Oh, they had 4 people checking the animation. They checked it. Burbank Films, Australia. 1976? No, 86. Boy. That was Tom Sawyer from Golden Grams Classic Book Videos. Hope you enjoyed it. Good old Tom Sawyer. Luckily, we're now done with Tom Sawyer forever until we watch the Star Maker Tom Sawyer from 1972, which is only 24 minutes. Well, it says 30. Where did I get 24? Yeah, runtime 23 minutes and 45 seconds. Star Maker, I don't think we've watched any Star Maker yet. But we also have Robin Hood, another 24-minute one. Look at that power stance. Well, that's just for the future. That's for right now. We're going to watch Eyewitness Shark. Narrated by Martin Sheen. So let's go grab that off the shelf. I'll be right back. Oh, I was muted. Do sharks deserve their vicious reputation? How can a shark swim without a bone in its body? These are boneless sharks. Here on Eyewitness. It has been a while since we've watched an Eyewitness, hasn't it?
They appeared on the Earth 150 million years before the dinosaurs. They can smell blood over a half a mile away. Their eyes are 10 times more sensitive to light
we
than
watched
ours.
Eyewitness Sight.
Their bodies are covered with sensors.
Broadcast 85.
They have a sixth sense that can detect the electricity
Within
of
71
life itself.
was the
Shark. The
last one after
375
that.
known species of shark range in size from the biggest fish in the sea.
And we finally
to
got
a
Martin
creature
Sheen back.
small enough to hold in your hand. They don't have a bone in their bodies.
Oh my God,
Some
what is
dive
that little
deeper
wiggle
than
boy?
seals
His
and
giant
whales.
head.
They've certainly dived into the human imagination. They were the first creatures to give birth to live young. They are one of the Earth's most ancient animals and one of the most misunderstood. Because people are sometimes attacked by sharks, even eaten alive, some cultures have demonized them. Others have enshrined them as gods. But until recently, no one sought to understand them. Wherever sharks are found, relics rise to the surface. Teeth and jaws, harpoons and nets, tools of hunted and hunter. But which is which? In the Pacific, the bounty of the ocean inspired island peoples to revere the shark and his queen, Kuhahupa.
Oh,
She
it's
was a fair-haired
shark
girl
eyeball
who became
hybrid.
a goddess when she married the shark god of the sea. Now Kuahupa lives in a cave at the entrance to Pearl Harbor, where she makes peace between shark and human, protecting both. Missionaries in Fiji were amazed to find islanders who believed that to kiss a shark disarmed it and made it harmless to man. Twice a year, sharks were caught and kissed. The creatures became benign. It appears the story was true. A kiss disarms a shark.
Go out and kiss sharks, everybody.
There is another image lurking in the murky depths of our imaginations, the image of nightmares.
Don't run away, just boop it on the nose. Punch it in the gills. Give it a kiss.
A damaged surfboard, the only clue left at the scene of a shark attack. Who done it? The investigation begins.
Who done it? Probably the shark.
We start with a disadvantage. We know so little about sharks, but that's changing. Recently, scientists have been doing the
Oh my
detective
God.
work.
Finsley. Finsley, he's so precious.
We think we know what a shark looks like, But beyond the image fixed in our minds, they come in a wide variety of colors and shapes. There are still so many mysteries to solve. For instance, this basking shark seems to disappear in winter. Where does it go? This one, the megamouth, further illustrates our lack of knowledge. It was discovered in 1976. A shark this big, and we didn't even know it existed. Our observations of sharks are often crude and misinformed. Part of the problem lies in where we observe them. Being creatures of the open sea, they don't always behave naturally in the cramped quarters of an aquarium. First-hand accounts often do vary. In this old French engraving, the artist concocted a shark with the tail of a thrasher and the gills of a great white. We get things wrong because the shark's world
I do
is
coincidentally
alien
have to
to
get up
us.
for a second.
We must rely on artificial devices like this cage to help us observe. We are the fish out of water. And for most people, what we don't understand, we fear. In Japanese mythology, sharks are a symbol of terror. So in World War II, fighter planes were painted with shark jaws to instill fear. Even in more popular mythology, the shark is depicted as a villain. But the shark is not the only victim of our ignorance. There are many creatures in the ocean we know little about, and because of our fear of the unknown, we've turned them into sea monsters too. The octopus and the harmless ray. But gradually, scientists are filling in the once blank pages in our story of shark. This is the baby horn shark, a bottom-dwelling species. To protect its eggs from predators and from drifting with the currents, the horn shark lays her eggs in spiral drill-like cases and deposits them in nest sites or wedges them between rocks. Another egg-laying shark is the chain dogfish. To protect her pair of eggs, she attaches them to a base, winding them into position with long tendrils so they're safe and secure. Most shallow water and bottom-living sharks lay eggs. Here the eggs will stay for the next 6 weeks as the embryos develop. Once hatched, the baby shark swims away. Immediately after birth, all sharks are on their own. Very little is known about the shark's mating behavior. It's hardly ever been seen. The courtship ballet of these white tips is a rare sight. An even rarer sight is the actual birth itself. Most sea creatures lay eggs, but open ocean sharks like this bonnethead deliver live young, a method that first evolved in sharks and became common to all mammals. The lemon shark seeks the shelter of a coastal lagoon to give birth. The young will remain here for several years before venturing into the ocean. The shark's sophisticated diversity below the water is reflected in its many roles above. The breadfruit is a staple crop for Polynesians. A likeness of a shark is hung to protect the fruit from thieves. Half scarecrow, half evil omen, it proclaims, "Steal from this tree and the shark will eat you." In legends throughout the Pacific, only the volcano is more powerful than the shark. Early Hawaiians believed they both possessed destructive and life-giving forces. It was Pele the volcano and his brother Komoho Ali'i the shark who gave each other life. The shark is also a potent symbol of fertility. In the Pacific Islands, it's widely held that a barren woman who dreams about a shark gives birth to a child with magical properties. And perhaps sharks do have magical properties. They rarely suffer from cancer, another unsolved mystery. Shark liver oil contains 10 times more vitamin A than cod liver oil. Some shark skins have been found to contain a powerful antibiotic. If the thought of kissing a shark is strange, think about the shark oil in some lipsticks and other beauty products. And there's nothing romantic about shark fin soup. Fishing for fins means slaughtering sharks. Polynesians believed that a shark was the soul's last resting place, the ultimate incarnation. Living in such close proximity to island and coastal peoples, the shark earned more than their respect. It was invested with magical powers. Solomon Islanders believed that charms in the shape of the creature protected their nets from damage. And the shark was deified. That's why Kuahupa is worshipped. But eons before humans were around to place shark heroines on underwater pedestals or put shark villains on the silver screen, sharks made their debut on the evolutionary stage. Scientists who delve into the deep and distant past have discovered that sharks first appeared in the Book of Life about 400 million years ago. A warm sea without fish, but teeming with other life forms, some fragile and delicate, some pulsating with little form. Others drifting colorfully. For some, it was a life of floating with the currents. For others, it was a life of scurrying and crawling, such as this trilobite. Then the hagfish, a jawless creature, evolved with a cylindrical body and a crude backbone. And then another with jaws, and a tough skin made of the same material as its teeth. Many of these early creatures became extinct, but their fossils provide signposts, directing us toward their modern descendants. Artists have attempted to reconstruct them so we know what they looked like. Living deep in the ocean's shadowy twilight is the shark's oldest relative, also an egg layer. It's such an ancient fish, it's been called a living fossil. The dogfish, one of the earliest sharks, first swam onto the scene 200 million years ago, and still journeys on. Long before bony fish, whales, and dolphins, shark was born. Part of its long success is its skeleton. Made entirely of cartilage, it's lighter and more flexible than bone, giving the shark more speed and maneuverability. Unlike other fish, it doesn't have a swim bladder, which led to another misconception. Until recently, we thought all sharks had to keep moving forward to breathe. But at rest, some sharks can pump water quite efficiently through their gills. Like dinosaurs and mammals that evolved much later, sharks developed into hundreds of different species. By diversifying, they avoided competing for the same food, and each found its own niche in the sea. Some shark designs are familiar. Others come in unique patterns, shapes, and sizes. There are even flat sharks, like the bottom-dwelling sawfish shark with its tooth blade that slashes through fish. And the totally flat angel shark, also known as a monkfish. A shark swimming is grace itself. As hunter of the open sea, it is perfectly adapted. Streamlined bodies, fin position, and tail design enable it to master acceleration, cruising, and speed swimming. The side-to-side sweep of the tail fin drives the shark forward, but also pushes the head down. To counteract this motion, sharks develop large pectoral fins. Human designers borrowed the shark's hydrodynamics and applied it to submarines. Evolution expanded the raised pectoral fins to such an enormous degree they cruised through the water like giant birds in slow-motion flight. Millions of years after sharks perfected their streamlined design, humans took it to the air. Even Shakespeare got in on the act. In Macbeth, he had witches add to their brew the maw and gulf, or stomach and throat, of the raven salt sea shark. But it's the shark's dorsal fin that provides the best known and most menacing image, synonymous with the killer. And what's the killer's motive? The same as ours when we pick up a knife and fork: to eat. Tiger sharks are only seen in these waters when the albatross fledglings first try to take to the sky. Although some may get away, the sharks always know when and where in the vast ocean to come for the next albatross buffet. Like man, most sharks are omnivorous with a varied diet. When food is scarce, they've even got an internal rationing system, a way of preserving food in the stomach to delay digestion. And they're famous for swallowing strange things, mainly because they bite anything to see if it's edible. Some evidence suggests that sharks don't even like human flesh. In the 16th century, a sailor was swallowed whole, then regurgitated live. Seals are popular food for some of the biggest sharks. Once they've found their prey, they strike. From a shark's point of view, a seal and a surfer look much the same, so sometimes mistakes are made. If there's one thing that's earned sharks their fearsome reputation, it's their teeth. Say jaws to anyone, and they'll know whose dental work you're referring to. The main reason a shark's teeth remain so sharp is that they're constantly being replaced. New teeth wait row upon row and move forward like a dental conveyor belt, replacing those that are damaged and worn. Their entire skin is armed to the teeth, covered in tiny denticles like chain mail. Different sharks have different teeth. The tiny cookie cutter shark has the largest teeth relative to body size and bites cookie-sized chunks from whales. Tiger sharks have dual-purpose teeth. The pointed tip impales, the serrated bottom edge cuts. Together, they can bite clean through a turtle's shell. The sand tiger shark has jagged dog-like teeth and often swims around looking dangerous with its snaggle-toothed mouth open. The basking shark has tiny teeth and filters thousands of tons of water an hour, catching microscopic seafood with its gill rakers. The megamouth also uses its gill rakers like nets, trapping food in row upon row of tiny bristles. Even the biggest fish in the sea, the whale shark, prefers shrimp to bigger fare, such as scuba divers. The manta ray is also a filter feeder. Dining at night, it processes enormous volumes of water and flips over a good meal. The classic shark image, the great white feeding on flesh and feeding our fears. Powerful neck muscles thrash the head side to side as the teeth slice through meat and bone. But what we see in films is not normal behavior. The water is often baited to attract sharks and drive them into a feeding frenzy. The great white, unlike some sharks, doesn't have protective eyelids, so they roll their eyes back when biting into a victim. They are swift and efficient predators. They have razor-sharp teeth. Their gape is huge, and their teeth, in independently moving jaws, almost jump out of their mouth, striking with force greater than an axe splitting wood. Ironically, far more people have died from shark teeth wounds inflicted by weapons than from sharks themselves. In Europe in the Middle Ages, they were used as a very different kind of weapon. It was thought fossilized shark teeth could detect poison in food and wine. But in this case, a shark has killed, and the whodunit investigation continues. The motive, food. The victim, an unsuspecting surfer. Could it have been a beluga whale? Or a humpbacked whale? Not likely. The biggest thing they can eat is a small fish. What about a killer whale? They eat sharks, but people? Unlikely. Time to re-examine the evidence. Exhibit A, teeth marks. Definitely the work of a shark. But which species? The horn shark? No, too small. What about the bamboo shark? No, they have an alibi. They only crawl along the ocean floor. The woebegone? Afraid not. Only bites when it's stepped on. The history of shark surveillance has a dubious record and is filled with dubious mugshots. Shark observation and description improved somewhat in the 1930s when Professor Beebe, an American scientist, went down half a mile in a bathysphere, but he still found it difficult to observe sharks. The old-fashioned way for divers to reach the underwater realm was not easy. The equipment was heavy and cumbersome. But it did get them where they wanted to go, and they did see sharks and rays, even if they didn't completely understand them. Rays are close relatives of sharks, but their spines, also made of cartilage, are not as flexible. It's their fins which drive them through the water. Because they're flattened, they have spiracles or holes on the top of their heads that help them breathe and pump water through their gills. They have long tails, and their gill slits are under the body as opposed to the sides. They come in various sizes and shapes. The eagle ray is one of the fastest and speeds through the water with its powerful fins and long tail. There are more than 400 species of rays. Some of them almost appear to have faces. The manta ray is the biggest of them all. In the past, its huge fins and long tail earned it the name devilfish. But its size and its alien appearance were just a red herring. Like the shark,
I grabbed the snack.
it was falsely accused.
And I managed to splatter
Now
sesame
we
oil
know
all
the
over my
manta
white
ray
shirt.
is a simple plankton eater, harmless to man.
Manny.
Today, computer technology is used to improve our understanding of sharks, giving us a more accurate picture of their behavior. Radio tracking allows us to follow these elusive animals. We now know some sharks dive 20 times deeper than dolphins, 4 times deeper than sperm whales. Some
We got some
even
songs
dive
coming
into
up
the
after this,
zone of
thanks to
perpetual
a few of you
darkness.
generous people. We had 1,000 bits from Green Day for a Dealer's Choice song. 1,000 bits from Seemingly Jess for a Chat Choice song.
Sharks take more than radio
Sounded like some people
transmitters
wanted to
along
hear
for the
Hammer
ride.
Time. Is there
the
anything else?
remora has a sucker
Hammer
on the
Time?
top of its
Have
head,
fun with Hammer
which it
Time.
uses to attach itself upside down to a fish,
And then
such
Haley
as the
92
shark.
with Them
The shark
Bones.
doesn't seem to mind. The remora eats parasites from its skin. Remoras have even been used to catch sharks. Use a fish to catch a fish. The Melanesian islanders of Kontu attract sharks with rattles made of coconut shells. To the shark, it sounds like a struggling fish
I've been
and
following
possible
the
prey.
Ghosts and
The
Friends.
caller believes the shark
God,
is
Marina.
good-natured enough to be caught, and even though he kills it, he believes the shark to be his spiritual equal. No human is a shark's equal when it comes to their sensitivity to sound. They sense vibrations along their entire body through tiny pores, directing them toward the prey before they even see it. Beyond the 5 senses we know, a shark possesses another. All life generates electricity. Special jelly-filled pores on the shark's snout enable it to pick up the weakest of signals, even a heartbeat. These electrical sensors guide them towards their prey. They see in color and have an acute sense of smell. Armed with this array of super senses, targeted prey has little chance of escape. The angel shark probably uses its eyes to catch its food. The hammerhead sense of smell and electric senses are spread over the broad surface of its head.
Oh, what a cute nacho puppy.
It acts like a metal detector, sweeping the ocean floor for fish. More information makes us better equipped to identify the killer. 5 suspects remain in the lineup, the 5 sharks with a record for attacking people.
Flat shark, was that a ghost or a thing on
tiger shark.
The tape.
The blue shark. The great white.
Oh my God, they're so flat. Dark Overlord has one bingo. Well, congrats.
The oceanic white tip.
Congrats on winning.
And the bull,
bingo.
the only
Grand
species known to swim up rivers and tolerate fresh water. The size and shape of the bite narrows the field to 1. There's no dusting for prints underwater, but the killer left a clue, a brutal bite that only one mouth can match, the mouth of the blue shark. Identifying the culprit confirms our deep fear of sharks. Nightmarish images
You're right
still
to be afraid
linger.
of sharks.
Despite our growing knowledge, humans continue to demonize and destroy sharks. To swim at the edge of the shark's domain, we net thousands of miles of beaches, killing enormous amounts of marine life in the process. In one way or another, we kill over 100 million sharks in 1 year, while sharks only kill on average 7 people a year. We're far more likely to be killed by lightning than by a shark.
7 people is still a significant number of people.
The oceans remain an alien realm to most of us, but Polynesian fishermen tell a different story. We never fish for sharks. The shark is a person with us. We are related. He is our brother. They are familiar to us. We never eat them. We adore them, and they don't hurt us. We swim with them, and they don't hurt us.
We kiss them. They don't hurt us.
Unlike most fish, the shark cannot swim backwards. Its pectoral fins don't allow it. As it swims forward into an uncertain future, its existence depends on human understanding.
Wow, you do have more points than me.
The
Jess.
shark, ancient creature of the seas, is living proof of eons of successful
Just
evolution.
enjoy infinite points.
Whether hero or villain, whether worshipped or feared, the supreme marine predator swims on.
Man, I miss Bill Butt. Bill Butt! This was a Bill Butt joint. Oh, man. Thank you to Bill Butt for creating sharks.
The Eyewitness Museum, created by combining traditional filmmaking techniques with state-of-the-art graphics, stripping away the mysteries of nature and science to reveal the essence of each subject. bringing the world into sharp focus. The making of Eyewitness.
I gotta figure out my dealer's choice song.
The distinct style of the Eyewitness books is the basis for each of the programs. Each half-hour episode is based on a book title. The Eyewitness book's visual style gives the program makers a starting point and a challenge. The challenge of transferring the clarity and super-realism into moving images and sound. Now let's take a look behind the scenes at the making of Shark. In the Eyewitness studio, we created a South Sea island. And on it, built our shark shrine. The only thing missing was water. Likewise, the shark book, which sinks to the bottom of the ocean, was filmed by a graphics designer on a turntable and then superimposed over a watery background. This process was reversed in our coral mosaic. The underwater shot was treated electronically to give a mosaic effect, and then placed in the Eyewitness Museum. Small sharks were filmed against blue to help illustrate the myth of sharks being born from a volcano. Once we had the shark's movement, we could repeat the action, adding our own volcano. This process was also used to help the sharks swim through the corridors of the Eyewitness Museum. By carefully choosing backgrounds, we were able to select an ocean on one side and a volcano on the other.
Digitizing tablet.
These backgrounds were manipulated and placed on either side of the museum corridor. Our sharks were able to leave the volcano and enter their true domain in the ocean. At the end of the corridor was the shark shrine, containing the shark goddess Kwahupa. We brought the goddess to life in the Eyewitness studio with the help of an imaginative set, clever lighting, a few bubble machines, and a powerful wind machine. The actress was placed on a moving platform which, when slowed down, gave the impression of floating. Underwater backgrounds were chosen and superimposed in editing to give the sequence depth. The action was slowed down to a quarter speed and several layers of picture were combined to give the impression of mystery.
It was a cool shot. Kiss that shark. Come on, you know you want to kiss him. And horse. Oh, I'm so excited for Eyewitness Skeleton now. Just have to wait a couple more months. All right. Well, this has been a Bill Butt, Martin Sheen production of Eyewitness. I think I have time. This is going to be this stream will be on the shorter side today. I think I have time for one more short tape after these songs, but let's get to these songs. For my dealer's choice song, I have chosen. I could have picked one that people haven't picked in a while, or one of the fun new ones that are a mystery and have not been cataloged yet. But I just want to get a little bit of Ed Emberley vibes in my life right now. So I'm going to choose Squiggles, Dots, and Lines, followed by Hammer Time and Them Bones, here on Golden VCR.
Squiggles, dots, and lines. See how everything combines. Step by step, you can't go wrong. Make a world of your own. One man thought this up for you. Made it lots of fun to do. With just squiggles, dots, and lines. Make a world of your own. You can make your drawing great in many shapes and sizes. Show the world what you can do. You're so full of surprises.
Is that Coach McGurk?
Use your talent, show your flair. Add a squiggle here and there. By yourself or with your friends, make a world of your own. Draw a sad or happy face. Animals appealing. Draw yourself an astronaut. Get that soaring feeling. Draw a little, draw a lot. Give those pictures all you've got. Boys and girls, both big and small. Make a world of your own. Squiggles, dots, and lines. Make a world of your own. Squiggles, dots, and lines. Make a world of your own. Squiggles, dots, and lines. Make a world of your own. Squiggles, dots, and lines.
God, I want a full soundtrack. All right, and here is Hammer Time. You wanted it, you got it.
Mr. Saw, Mr. Pryor, and Mr. Screwdriver. My name is Hammer, and I'm here to say I'm a tool that hammers night and day with an awesome swing and chill and blow. Can drive any nail where I want it to go. Can whack on walls, whack on wood, knock things together, and it makes me feel good. So you better step aside and watch me pound. Watch me hammer all these flatheads down. Go hammer, go hammer. Yeah, I'ma do my thing. Watch me move. Cause I'm in full effect. Call me Hammer, cause I'm way cool. When Hammer's on the scene, I totally rule. Don't twist or pull like a pair of pliers. Don't screw things down like a screwdriver. I'm a hammer, busting on any old nail. Give me lots of room and watch this home do layer.
Gonna bust on these nails.
You can't stop this. It's a hammer thing. Oh yeah, like I said before, we are in full effect. And you can't top this. Like I said. Y'all know other tools are way cool, but Hammer is a tool that totally rules. You can't top this.
So you wanna be a doctor? Well, they're getting there is slow. A whole lot of school to learn the things you gotta know. We're going to call on our friend, the skeleton, and name these bones one by one.
We got the foot bones. Connect the shin
It takes 6 years of medical school to become a doctor. You have so much to learn.
Connect the hip bones.
You need to learn the names of 10 different bones, all of which are blank bones.
The body beautiful, and that's no lie. The other bones of the body we need you see, cause put together neatly they make you and me. These bones gonna walk around. These bones gonna jump around. These bones gonna dance around. These body bones.
We got the finger bones. Connect the hand bones. Connect the arm bones. Connect the shoulder bones.
There's a whole dance to this. We really gotta start paying attention to this. Getting the dance down by heart with the wrist bones.
Shin bone.
Gonna tap your shins.
Thigh bone, hip bone, finger bone, hand bone, arm bone, head bone, and all these
Head
bones
bone.
together make the curvy backbone.
Now that is good, and now you all know how the bones fit together from head to toe. Just stand close together and do your thing. We put all the bones together again as we sing. 1, 2, say what's in your shoe?
The hip bone's connected to the shin bones. The shin bone's connected to the thigh bones. The thigh bone's connected to the hip bones. These bones gonna walk around. And the finger bone's connected to the hand bones. The hand bone's connected to the arm bones. The arm bone's connected to the shoulder
Why is it
bones.
Scully? What is that?
Connected to the head bone. These bones of the body love to walk around. These bones of the body love to jump around.
Head
These
bone
bones
here or
of the
something.
body love to dance around. We love these body bones. We love these body bones. We love these body bones. Hey, stop!
And that was them bones. I have thrown in a couple of bonuses.
Imagine that.
Lonely, look.
I just want to hear the fossil song again.
No, Huckle, it was a bug. Now it's a fossil.
Fossils are very old and look like pictures of plants and animals that you can sometimes find inside rocks. And fossils are made if plants or animals are buried under sand and soil. If after thousands of years the dirt and sand is pressed and turns into rock, and if you're lucky, you could find the plant or animal's fossil. There are lots of different fossils. There are seashell fossils, plant and leaf fossils. There are animal fossils, and even animal track fossils.
Side of the county line. Here, let's shake hands and be friends. Fair enough?
Sure, Tom. It'll be a pleasure to...
I have to go get the next tape. I'll be right back.
Tom, Sawyer, I'll tell my mother on you. I'll tell your Aunt Polly. I'll tell Judge Thatcher. I'll tell the schoolmaster. If there's anything I hate, it's a loudmouth which can't keep secrets.
Up for 20 years on account of anything these miserable kids is gonna say. I'm warning you, I'll get Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn alongside before anybody gets me. And I'll
He shoves the cops away, and then it's like 20 full seconds. They're just standing there, letting him yell and then jump out the window.
Order, please! Order!
Oh man, you missed my whole setup. I said we're gonna make it. I was gonna make it a shorter stream today, and we have the perfect amount of time to do Tom Sawyer. But we could also do.
Future episodes include Bear, Crane, and
We could also
Sea Turtle
do Bear.
Adventures. Plus,
So what are you feeling? Bear. All right. So this is, I think, was this from the same? I got it at the same time as Cat TV. Okay, no, it's a different company, but similar packaging. A delightful children's video about Alaska's grizzly bears. The biggest bears. The Biggest Bears is a very special video for kids who love wildlife and learning about their world. Through beautiful animal photography, original music and song, original songs, hey, and through a fun-filled educational story narrated by a 5-year-old Alaskan boy. Oh, goody. We discover the mighty Alaska grizzly and take a really great romp through some of the wildest places in the last frontier. Oh, Xerox cat. We visit giant Alaska grizzly bears and their cubs, ... and other wildlife friends, including eagles, doll sheep, caribou, fox, black bear, sea otter. The biggest bears was photographed by Emmy Award-winning wildlife photographer Daniel Zatz. It's been specially made for kids ages 2 to 8, but also for anyone who loves nature and the wonderful animals alive in our world. This is, I believe, Daniel Zatz. Anyway, this is, I believe, not quite rewound. Mostly rewound. Let's make sure. Okay, we're just gonna... Oh, I heard a song already. We're just gonna get that backed right up to 0 here. And then I believe we're ready for the biggest bears. All right, here we go. Ooh, the film reels and the VHS tape. All right. I wasn't sure what we were getting here, but it is, in fact, a quality intro. The Biggest Bears. A musical adventure. I'm excited for this. I love musical adventures.
Oh, mama bear, oh, baby bear, fishing in the stream. Oh, mama bear, oh, baby bear, are you really so mean?
Grizzly bears are real big. Their teeth are sharp like nails.
Okay, so we have original songs about bears, but then also a 5-year-old talking over the music.
When I was little, I used to think that grizzly bears were the meanest animals anywhere.
Aminals.
But then I went to Alaska.
What do you bet they coached that kid to say aminals? Yeah, polar bears, way meaner. Eagles.
Lots of animals live in Alaska.
Bald eagles, most rotten sons of bitches you ever done met.
There's caribou. Red foxes.
Red foxes.
Bald eagles also live here. And there's grizzly bears.
Oh, mama bear, oh, baby bear, fishing in the stream. Oh, mama bear, oh, baby bear, are you really so mean?
In the summer, they all come down to the river. Most of them come here to catch fish, but some just come here because their mothers are here. These are grizzly bear cubs. They're only a year old. They stay with their mom and learn how to do things, like catch fish.
You're claws are so long and sharp for finding food and tearing things apart. Nuts and berries, grass and leaves.
Human flesh.
Honey
Oh.
from bees. Oh, mama bear, oh, baby bear, fishing in the stream. Oh, mama bear, oh, baby bear, are you really so mean? Eating and tumbling and filling your day.
I mean, mean is subjective. I think that fish would object.
Baby bear, you're grizzly, so free.
The fish would think it's mean.
Bald eagles also fish in the river. But they don't feed the cubs. They feed their chicks. Eagle chicks need lots of food so they can grow up strong and fly like their parents.
All of these baby animals are way too big. This tape does not quite have the magic of Spirit of Nature for me, but it is something different, and it's only 22 minutes. I'm here for it. I really wish they had used the Tom Sawyer Scooby-Doo sound
the
effects
rivers are full of salmon.
instead of
It's a
actual
good place
Foley.
for a bear if he's hungry. Most bears are good fish catchers.
I mean, it helps that the fish just like
But
jump directly
sometimes
into the bear's
they're
mouth.
not so good. Oops.
That would be a terrifying thing to see charging toward you. It's like the size of a car. The size of a Ford Pinto.
It's not always easy to catch a fish. So bears also eat other things, like plants and berries. When a bear gets thirsty, he goes down to the river.
I don't know. I think this is supposed to make us, see bears as cute, cuddly friends. But all it's doing is reinforcing my fear of bears.
Nurse from their mom, just like baby people do.
I have an instinctive urge to walk away from my screen right now, to just slowly back away. While going, bear, no bear, go away, bear. Easy now, bear.
Bears eat a lot in the summer because they'll sleep all winter. It's called hibernating.
I'm pretty sure we just have black bears
It's real cold here,
in
and it's hard for
North
bears
Carolina,
to find food.
which I also don't want to mess with.
So bears sleep until it gets warm again. Some aminals, like caribou, don't hibernate. They just walk to where the snow isn't so deep, so they can eat, while bears sleep. In the springtime, bears wake up and start eating again. That way, they won't get hungry in the winter.
In the winter, in a den, when the weather cools, her sleep begins. Maybe Mama went in alone, but when she comes out, she's followed by a cub or two.
Ooh, when is she going to learn about Christmas from
are born
a
in the
kindly
winter,
park
in the
ranger?
den.
Yeah.
Papa Bear is on his own, spends most of his time alone. He leaves his cubs with their mother. She'll take care of sister and brother.
While he's down at the bar
Bear, oh,
playing
baby
video
bear,
poker,
fishing in the stream. Oh, Mama Bear,
leaving Mama Bear to mind the kids
are you really
and
so
catch salmon.
mean? Eating and tumbling and filling your day with all sorts of fun and play. Oh, Mama Bear, oh, baby bear, you're grizzly.
So I think this is one of those tapes where they're like, it's an original musical production, but it's actually just one song that they
bear.
play for 22
It's
minutes
a black bear.
in between narration.
Black bears don't have a hump on their backs like grizzly bears do, and their ears stick out more. Black bears like living in the forest where it's easy to hide. They love eating berries. And watch this.
Is he going spelunking?
Got it.
Okay, so what I'm gathering is that bears can just summon fish into
These are
existence.
black bear cubs.
It's like a magician pulling a quarter out of your
Like
ear
grizzly
with a
bears
giant
that
salmon.
were born in the den. And they're getting pretty hungry.
Okay, there's like 40 fish and they're just kind of hovering in place.
Lunch
It's not that impressive. Get out of here, bear. I could catch one of those fish with my bare hands.
Black bear cubs have sharp claws, so they're really good tree climbers. If danger is near, they go where it's safe. That way, their mom doesn't have to worry about them. When it's time to go, their mom lets them know. Only sometimes, it's not so easy to get down. Back into the forest.
This is a lot of guitar noodling.
Grizzly bear cubs can't climb as well as black bears. And besides, grizzly bears mostly live on the tundra, where there aren't many trees.
It's a very hypnotic, droning
If there's danger around,
guitar noodle.
like a wolf looking for a meal, cubs can't go anywhere to hide. So their mom always stays close. She defends them from anything, even other bears or wolves or even people. She always keeps on the lookout for any trouble. Bears can see and hear almost as well as people can, but their sense of smell is much better. A bear walking on the tundra can smell a person almost a mile away. People in Alaska sometimes tell a story about bears. They say that if you drop a needle on the ground, then the eagle with its sharp eyes will see it. The deer will hear it. And the bear with its great nose will smell it.
Grizzly bears can hear so well, and oh, what a sense of smell. If there's danger around somewhere, she'll stand up and sniff the air.
Cubs like to play with their mom and with each other too.
This song is
Mama bear, oh baby bear,
this song is a prison.
really so mean. Eating and tumbling and filling your day.
It says 22 minutes, but this actually goes on for an eternity.
Mama bear,
You are trapped here. You will never escape.
you're grizzly so free.
can live and play in Alaska because there's lots of land and food. It's how it used to be in lots of places, but not anymore.
Away so far you had to flee, way back to the back country. Down in the States you used to thrive, but now only a few survive.
What a cheery
Bears
message
used to
about
live
habitat
in places
loss.
all over America. They're mostly gone now. Hunters killed lots of them. Some bears died because there was no place for them to live and nothing to eat. Once
do you
all the
live with
roads
yourself?
and houses got built,
Los Angeles.
they can't eat in a fast food place.
Strong of heart, fierce in battle, wouldn't leave your home without a struggle. Men came and took your land, pushed you back, guns in hand.
Jeez, this is taking a turn.
Mama bear, oh baby bear, fishing in the stream. Oh mama bear, oh baby bear, are you really so mean?
Just let the bear eat it, Jack in the Box.
That's a good bear dinner.
Just give every bear in Alaska a coupon
need
for a free
places
combo
like
meal
this
at Del
to live.
Taco.
And they need rivers and lakes that aren't polluted so there can be fish for them to eat. Alaska still has places like this, so it's a good place for bears and for their neighbors too, like golden eagles. They live and fly over wide open areas, and they hunt for things like squirrels and marmots. They build big nests high on cliffs, so their chicks will be safe from wolves and foxes. Dull sheep also like to live where the ground is steep. They eat tundra plants high on mountaintops, where it's hard for bears to catch them. Caribou calves are born in the Arctic refuge. They also eat plants. In the summer, lots of caribou get together. This way, it's harder for mosquitoes to bite the ones in the middle. Sometimes bears try to catch them.
Oh no, that's a bear.
Alaska has other animals too, like big moose.
All right, Aminals was cute the first time. You're really laying it on thick here,
The
kid.
sea otters, and even walrus. They can all live here as long as there's space and clean food and water. It's the same for all wild animals, even grizzly bears.
Mama
bear, oh baby bear, fishing in the stream. Oh mama bear, oh baby bear, are you really so mean?
Eating and tumbling and
Tumbling and eating and fishing and eating and bears.
Mama bear,
Oh baby bear. I hope I helped.
Alaska is a good place to see and hear bears, but not all bears here are safe. Hunters still use guns to shoot bears and take their fur. They shoot bears that are fishing in the river or just walking on the tundra. It's not a very good thing for bears. But now, some people are hunting a different way. They are using cameras instead of guns. This way, bears never get hurt. They just get their picture taken.
It's really critical that we impress upon kids ages 2 to 8 the fact that these beautiful creatures are being mowed down by men with guns.
As long as people stay far enough away, the bears feel safe.
Give me the camera.
It's also safer for people if they don't get too close, because bears can be dangerous, especially if they have little cubs. I'm glad people are hunting bears with cameras instead of guns. This way, we all get to have fun, and there can still be grizzly bears.
That's a stick.
On this land you're free to roam. This is your own safe home. In the woods and by the river, you could live here content forever. But will you be chased away from this mighty land someday? And will your family grow so small till you're not here at all?
I hope there's always places like this for bears to live.
Oh, mama bear, oh, baby bear, fishing in the stream.
The bear facts.
Mama bear, oh, baby
Grizzly bears can live to be 35 years old.
eating and tumbling.
Adult bears can run as fast as 40 miles per hour. What is this tape trying to tell us?
Mama bear, oh, baby bear, you're grizzly.
Grizzly bears also live in Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho.
Mama bear,
They also, and Canada and Russia.
fishing in the stream. Oh, mama bear,
God.
oh, baby bear, are you really
They're listed as an endangered species south of the Canadian border.
and filling your day with all sorts of fun?
Please try to learn more about bears
Bear, oh, baby bear,
and how you can help protect them. Oh, that's a big tongue.
oh, mama bear, oh,
They are
baby bear,
oddly
you're
human.
mighty grizzly.
All right, well, your homework assignment for today, class, is to learn more about bears on your own. You can bring your 500-word essays about bears to the next stream. Jake Schmutzler, thank you, 5-year-old Alaskan boy. Is this guitar song gonna end, or is it just gonna fade out, suggesting that it goes on forever? A big thanks to these folks. Send your comments to Daniel Zatz of Homer, Alaska. 1993. This was sent in by the Bella Bunny. Oh, I thought I found this at the thrift store, but nope, it is a Bella Bunny contribution. Thank you, Bella. The biggest bears. What is a bear but more dog? Surely. Indeed. How true. That's bears. Have you enjoyed bears, everyone? What are we... Let's see. We've gone through a little bit of a... We've gone through the desk backlog. We watched... we got a little wedding photography. I'm so glad we could watch Tom Sawyer. It's not the most painful tape we've ever watched. But it was like consistently painful. The level of pain was very, very even. It's a very even keel of bad accents and sound effects and animation. And I'm glad we got another eyewitness in here, and we learned about bears. It's a little earlier than we usually call it, but I'm gonna end it early today. Have some free time in my Saturday and release you all to do whatever it is you want to do with your Saturday. I hope you have a lovely weekend, everybody. I'll be back on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern, as always, watching more tapes. So I will see you all then. Take a look at the website. Figure out what you want to watch. We'll have democracy someday. Here on Golden VCR. Thank you again. Go do things that you want to do.